Today we're talking about part 2 of this series. We're talking about the difference between double action and single action revolvers and why you should pick one over the other. How's it going, guys, and welcome to another episode of Coffee Talk. My name is Chad and this is the Hopeful Homestead. You're out here in my little tiny cabin on wheels right now, parked out on my family's property where we're building our forever home, a little farmhouse out here over the next year. And I'd love for you to stick around for that journey as we do that, because I'll be making videos about it all along the way. But today we're talking specifically about the difference between double action and single action revolvers. And if you haven't seen, this is actually part 2 of a series of videos I'm doing, a 3-part series. And in part 1, I actually broke down why you should consider a revolver in the first place in today's modern world. So today we're breaking down the difference between double action and single action revolvers, because I've noticed quite a bit of guys out there that don't know the difference because they just all they know are semi-auto pistols. Gotta love some good coffee. So double action, single action, what does that actually mean? This right here is a single action revolver. Single action means that, and this is a completely unloaded gun, single action means that this trigger does not do anything to the operation of the firearm besides releasing the hammer to fall. So if this hammer is not drawn, if it is not pulled, this trigger, as you can see, does absolutely nothing. It will not do anything to the firearm. Whereas in a double action revolver, the trigger actually has more components throughout the frame that when you push, even if the hammer is not pulled, when you push on that trigger, it will move parts through the revolver that actually cocks the hammer by pulling the trigger. And then once the hammer gets fully cocked and you keep pulling that trigger, it will release the hammer to fall and striking the round that makes it go off. And so single action means that you have to actually actuate the hammer, and then the single action of the trigger is to release it, setting that hammer down to fire the gun. Whereas a double action revolver, you would start pulling the trigger, and pulling it would cause the first action to move the hammer up, and then the second action is releasing it all in one pull of the trigger. And so double action revolvers are incredibly useful in that you can fire 6 or 7 or 8 rounds off with however many that the revolver can hold very fast in a very quick sequential order. Whereas single action revolvers, obviously you got to keep cocking it each time to fire, and each has their time and place. Single action revolvers are the older design. That's what the cowboys carried back in the 1800s. That's what a lot of good old boys carry out in the countryside today. It's what I carry when I'm working on this homestead. When I was building this fence out here around this 20-acre property, I was dealing with a lot of wildlife pest issues, and I carried my 45 Colt single action revolver on my hip that entire time. I love the simplicity of the design of a single action revolver. It is very reliable. It is very reliable. It is simple in its design. It's easy to maintain and clean. It's easy to service. It's just a reliable format that will last for decades. Whereas a double action revolver, also because it's a revolver, still more simple than what goes into a semi-auto gun, and still really reliable. It obviously has more going on. It has more components, more things happening inside of that frame that actuate the double action. And so it has the potential to, over time, become faulty in some sort of way. And so if you're looking for reliability and long-term longevity, a single action revolver that is a quality model from a good reputable company like Cimarron, that's what the kind of single action 45 Colt revolvers I carry are Cimarrons. That thing will be an heirloom item that you can pass down through your family. But there's a time and place for a double action where, I carry a Colt Python that's a double action revolver and a chest holster when I'm out hiking on a trail, because in that instance, I need to be able to have powerful rounds that I can fire off in a fast sequential order in case some sort of wild animal is chasing me. So there's pros and cons, benefits and drawbacks to both formats. But at least now you know, if you're new to the revolver world, you know the difference between a single action and a double action. But alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks for watching all the way through. If you did, hit the like button and let me know what you thought in the comments. Again, my name is Chad and this is the Hopeful Homestead. And remember, part 3 of this series is going to be clickable right here very soon, where you can click through and watch why a lever gun is something you should consider in today's modern world as a rifle. So if you click on that video, I'll see you over there now. Thanks for watching all the way through if you did. Appreciate it, guys.